Ever notice how some people settle for mediocrity? They're what I call the average Joes of the world. They do the minimum they need to just to get by in their business. These guys will never make the news, fill their bank accounts, or even impress their friends. They're like nameless drones who shuffle through their business doing as little as possible. Truth is, they're probably not even really cut out to be business owners. They'd do better punching the clock from 9 to 5 and having someone tell them what to do. And you know what? There's no shame in being someone else's employee. But let me share with you a little confession. I don't know about you, but I don't think scraping by is the way to live. Do you really want to spend your days dumpster diving or looking through the couch cushions for loose change just so you can pay the electric bill? No, I didn't think so. If you're like me, you strive to be better. You strive to do better. And that's why you want to grow your business and take it to the next level. So right now, you know how to get some traffic to your site, right? You have a good handle on social media marketing, affiliate marketing, viral marketing, blogging, pay-per-click marketing, and everything else. Once you snap your whole advertising strategy into place, you'll have a steady stream of targeted visitors coming to your site. But here's the thing. You may get a steady stream of traffic in, but it's nothing to write home about. If you just apply the strategies you currently know, then you're going to end up with a business that's, well, pretty average. You're going to be one of those guys who are barely scraping by. We both know that you can do better, and you're about to find out how. Let's get the kind of traffic numbers that raise eyebrows and get Entrepreneur Magazine calling you for interviews. Let's get you the traffic logs that will turn your competitors green with envy. Let's get you laughing all the way to the bank with your new flood of visitors. It all starts right here, right now, with this video training program that teaches you advanced traffic strategies that hardly anyone else is talking about. You see, you're about to discover the little tips, tricks, and tweaks that will take your business to the next level. These are the secrets the big-name marketers use every day to crush their competition, dominate their niche, and pull down the eye-popping traffic numbers. And now you too can use these rock-solid strategies to get your traffic logs busting at the seams, filling your mailing list with hot, cash-in-hand leads, and driving big profits straight into your bank account. All you have to do is click the link below, and you'll get instant access to this advanced training program. Now let me give you a quick overview of what you'll get your hands on in just a few minutes. Did you ever hear of the shotgun approach to marketing? You'll find out what it is and why it's a surprisingly good way to get more leads to your site. Let me put it to you this way. Even if you're using a shotgun, you better still be taking aim before you fire, right? So when you use shotgun marketing, you aim, you fire, and your advertising campaigns effortlessly find their targets so you can get more traffic. How do you put this highly effective traffic strategy to work for you? That's what you'll find out how to do inside this course. You'll also discover the shocking secrets of renting space inside your prospects' heads. You might think some of the world's most valuable properties sit on beachfronts around the world, but you won't find the hottest properties on the California coast, or the French Riviera, or on a private island in the Caribbean. The truth is, the most valuable property you can rent is the space inside your prospects' heads. And that's exactly what you'll find out how to do inside this training course. You'll find out how to quickly obtain top-of-mind awareness in your niche. Plus, you'll discover psychological tricks for establishing yourself as an expert, even if you're brand spanking new to the niche. This strategy alone drives endless streams of traffic to your site day in and day out. It's one of the most powerful ways to ramp up your business, so you don't want to miss it. Another secret strategy you'll discover is how to get sneezers to infect your niche. Let me explain this one. A sneezer is someone like Oprah Winfrey. All she has to do is mention a book on her network or website, and the author becomes a millionaire overnight. Now, you might not get Oprah to recommend your stuff, but it doesn't matter. And that's because your niche is full of Oprahs. People who have the power to drive a ton of traffic and sales with the mere mention of your site or product. If you want to drive a lot of traffic without spending a penny in advertising, then you need these influential people on your side. And this course shows you how to do it, including the best way to get the right people buzzing about your products. You'll also find out some pretty amazing ways to leverage other people's assets. I'm talking about high-profile marketers in your niche who will willingly give you access to their prospects, subscribers, and customers. I'm telling you, these guys will be over the moon happy to give you whatever you need to build your business, and they'll do it for free. So how do you create this sort of joint venture magic? That's what you'll discover inside this course. You'll even find out the number one secret of landing JVs with the biggest names in your niche. This secret alone is worth a bundle of traffic and cash to you. So you'll want to pay attention to every second of this part of the course. Another thing you'll get are some cool tips and tricks for making the most of your JV deals. A lot of marketers who are new to joint ventures just ask their partners to promote products as an affiliate. But you know what? That's totally lame. That's like going on a date with the most beautiful girl in the world and taking her to Burger King. You just don't want to do that. That's why this video will help you up your game with 8 super profitable ideas for joint ventures that will deliver more traffic, more subscribers, and more sales to your virtual doorstep. Inside this course, you'll also discover the secrets of mobilizing your affiliate army. Think about this for a second. Just one good affiliate can deliver thousands of visitors and hundreds of sales to you in a very short amount of time. One good affiliate can take your business to a whole new level and kick you into another income bracket. And you're about to learn how to find and entice these super affiliates to promote your products. Plus, you'll discover the #1 way to grow your affiliate program effortlessly. And you don't have to lift a finger. If you like the idea of the best marketers in your niche falling all over themselves to promote your product, then you'll love discovering these affiliate growth strategies. Then we'll switch gears, and you'll find out how to turn lukewarm viral campaigns into wildfires. This is where you'll learn the difference between running an ultra-successful viral campaign that drives a ton of traffic to your site and turns your business into a household name, versus the embarrassment of a virtual campaign flop that backfires so bad you'll be wishing that you could just crawl under a rock. You'll find out how to create content that's worth sharing, the 2 best times to drop your content onto social media, and the secrets of generating a whole lot of sales after a contest is over. If you like the idea of other people driving a ton of traffic to your site, then you're going to love these viral marketing secrets. Are you ready for another totally cool strategy? Then you'll find out a clever way to get people to both pay you and send traffic to your site. That's right. Imagine getting other people to send you traffic and pay you for this privilege to boot. Does it sound a little bit crazy? Maybe sounds a little bit too good to be true? Well, it's not. The secret here is to sell resell right licenses for your products to other marketers, who then put your content in the hands of thousands upon thousands of their customers. End result? You'll get a big chunk of change in your pocket from license sales, and you enjoy an effortless stream of traffic as thousands of new customers click on the links and recommendations in your product. You'll find out how to get all these benefits and more when you order this course today using the link on this page. Another shocker you'll learn is something most folks overlook, and that's the #1 way to maximize your traffic and sales. Have you ever noticed that some marketers almost always make money no matter what they do? It can kind of seem like voodoo magic or something, but it's actually pretty simple. You see, the best marketers on the planet know how to track and test their advertising campaigns so they can cut the losers while pushing the winners to the front. And now you too will find out what to test, how to test it, and how this simple little process will create more traffic, subscribers, and sales for you this year. It's the quickest and easiest way to give yourself a pay raise, so don't miss learning all the details of this killer strategy. Inside this course, you'll also find out about the importance of playing the numbers. Throughout the program, you'll discover how to get traffic, and now this is where you'll find out how to capture it, keep it, and make the most of it. Plus, you'll learn what playing the numbers actually means in marketing, and why this is your key to massive traffic. So listen, you already know how to bring in some traffic, but now it's time to take it up a notch. It's time to rise above all the average Joes in your niche and do something awesome. You'll finally get some serious respect from your competitors, and you'll totally impress your friends and colleagues. And that's where this course comes in, and all you have to do is click the order link on this page to get your hands on these traffic secrets for an amazingly good price. In just a few minutes, you'll start discovering the tweaks you need to boost your traffic numbers, boost your revenue, and boost your standing in your niche. This really is a great deal. I mean, think about it. If this course brings in just a couple extra paying customers to your site, you'll instantly recoup your investment. And every customer you get thereafter is pure profit in your pocket. This is a great investment in your business. Look, I said before, there's no shame in being someone else's employee, and I mean it. If you don't think you're cut out for this business thing, then put on your paper hat, punch in, and flip burgers. That's your choice. But I'm telling you, don't let a lack of traffic stand between you and your dreams, because we can change that, starting right now with these powerful traffic tips, tricks, and secrets. All you have to do is click the order link to get started, and do it now, because this is how you take your business from being average to being absolutely awesome. Have you ever fired a shotgun, or at least witnessed someone else shooting a shotgun? Instead of one single piece of lead heading toward the target, the shotgun sends out a few dozen pellets hurtling towards the target. Even someone who isn't a particularly good shot can hit something with a shotgun. You don't have to be Annie Oakley to hit something with a shotgun. The reason I bring this up is because the shotgun approach is a good analogy for your advertising. If you try to reach your target market using a single channel or single traffic method, there's a good chance you're going to totally miss. But carefully spread your efforts out among multiple channels, and you'll find yourself reaching more deeply into your market. And that's going to mean more customers, more sales, and of course, more money. Now, just because you're using a shotgun approach doesn't mean that you don't aim. Quite the contrary, actually. Your goal, as always, is to seek out targeted traffic. That means focusing on high-quality sources of advertising. These are the places where your cash-in-hand prospects are already gathering. You just have to drop your targeted ads in front of them. Put yourself in front of the money, so to speak. So, what I'm saying is to diversify your advertising strategy as much as possible. For example, don't just depend on pay-per-click advertising. Instead, use pay-per-click and media buys and viral marketing and guest blogging and social media marketing and, well, I'm sure you got the idea. Mix things up a bit, spread out, and reach deep. Diversifying not only helps you penetrate your market more deeply, but it also insulates you in case a particular advertising source dries up or becomes out of your reach. But another really good benefit of reaching out across multiple channels is that your target market is likely to see your advertising multiple times. And that, of course, is a good thing. One reason multiple exposures work well is because it helps build your brand and creates top-of-mind awareness in your prospects. Think about your own dating experiences for a second. I bet there was a time you saw a cute guy or gal who caught your eye from the first time you ever saw them, but you didn't pursue it. Then you saw them again, and maybe you just started chatting with them a little bit. And then the next thing you know, you can't get that person off your mind. You go to bed thinking of them. You wake up thinking of them. They've got the prime top-of-mind awareness slot. Okay, so maybe your prospects aren't going to exactly get obsessed with you, and maybe you won't be the first thing they think of in the morning and the last thing they think of at night, because, that's a little creepy. But top-of-mind awareness means you will spring to their mind as soon as they have a certain problem, and that's totally a good thing. So why else should you get yourself in front of prospects as often as possible? Well, the second reason multiple exposures work well is because usually most people don't purchase a product on the first couple exposures. It takes an average of 7 to 12 touches before people will purchase something. You can reach out and get these touches through email, on your blog, on social media, and across multiple advertising venues. And this brings us to the topic of retargeting and why it works so well to turn prospects into customers. Retargeting, which is also called remarketing, takes multiple forms. One of the ways to use retargeting is to cookie your visitors when they come to your site. And then later, when they visit another site, they'll see your ad. And that advertisement will be based on whatever they were looking at on your site. No doubt you've seen retargeting in action. For example, you can go to Amazon right now and look at a product such as bacon-flavored toothpaste or something like that. Then go to Facebook and look at the ads showing up in the sidebar. The chances are you're not only going to see an Amazon ad, but you're very likely to see an ad for the bacon-flavored toothpaste. This is a prime example of retargeting. Think about the power of this for a moment. If someone leaves your site without buying anything and without joining your list, there's a good chance they're not coming back. Hasta la vista, prospect. As time goes on, the prospect's going to totally forget about you. Sad, huh? Any emotion you stirred up with your sales copy is going to be lost. Even though they thought they might come back later to purchase your product, chances are they won't. But now, imagine if you do Facebook retargeting. The prospect leaves your site empty-handed, but then later on in the day they log into Facebook, and boom, there's an ad for the product they were looking at earlier in the day. Now they have a reminder of the product. Their emotions might even get slightly stirred up again with the reminder. You've got them thinking about the product, and suddenly they're sliding their credit card out and tapping your buy buttons. And so what happens if they don't buy right away? It's not a problem, because with retargeting, they'll see your ad again tomorrow, and the day after, and maybe even the day after that. Just the way that a slow drip of water can wear down a rock over time, with multiple exposures, you can push past your prospects' defenses and get them purchasing your product using a retargeting strategy. It's pretty awesome, right? Which brings us to the big question. How do you set this thing up? Well, if you're using Facebook, it's actually pretty easy. Let me explain how it goes. You log into your Facebook account and then go to the Ads Manager at facebook.com/ads/manage. Over on the left-hand navigation page, click on Audiences, and then click on the blue Create a Custom Audience button. Now you'll have a window pop up that will give you three options. One option is to match your customer's email address, phone numbers, or mobile advertiser IDs to their Facebook profiles. Another option is to show your ad to people who've engaged with your Facebook apps or games. Still another option is to create a list of people who have already visited your website or who viewed specific pages on your site. This is the option that you want to choose. This is the one that allows you to show targeted ads based on your audience's interests. At this point, just follow the prompts and instructions. Facebook will create a custom remarketing pixel for you to load onto your website. You can even create different pixels for different pages of your website. And this feature lets you show the most targeted ads possible to your audience. So that's one very powerful way to retarget or remarket to an audience that's already visiting your website. Just be sure to track and tweak your remarketing ad campaigns so that you can get the best return on your investment. Another way to use retargeting is through the use of email. The idea here is to send your existing subscribers to other related offers on your site. In other words, you can get your audience into multiple sales funnels. Let me give you an example. Suppose you have a general weight loss mailing list. You can then set up a series of related funnels and retarget your subscribers by sending them to these other related opt-in pages. For example, you might set up an opt-in page leading to a sales funnel centered on bodybuilding as it applies to weight loss. You might set up another opt-in page and sales funnel centered on nutrition. You might set up still another one that deals with weight loss supplements. In all cases, you send your existing subscribers to an opt-in page that's offering a valuable lead magnet product for free, which is about some specific topic as mentioned just a moment ago. Your funnel will then promote the products and services that are closely related to the topic. So in the case of the bodybuilding funnel, you might sell bodybuilding books, videos, and software, as well as physical products such as weightlifting gloves, weight benches, bodybuilding supplements, and more. All right, that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to send your existing subscribers to specific products. So instead of sending them to a free offer, you may send them to a low-cost entry product. Using the example mentioned previously, you'd send out your subscribers to three offers: a bodybuilding product, a nutrition product, and a supplement product. All right? Whether you send your prospects to a free offer or a paid offer, the bottom line is that you'll add these customers to a new list. So now you have them on two lists. One is your original weight loss list, and the other is related to the offer they just took advantage of or joined. Then you can send these prospects ultra-targeted offers since you know what they're interested in. And the end result of this is that you get a nice bump to your conversion rate. And you've got your competitors huffing and puffing because they're totally eating your dust. It feels good, right? So that's how you retarget your mailing lists, by sending existing subscribers to different offers and getting them to join your other mailing lists. You can use your email service provider's email rules to add or remove people from specific mailing lists. For example, if you have a general prospect list, the moment someone buys something, you might put them on the customer list and remove them from the prospect list. In other cases, you may keep your subscribers on multiple mailing lists. An example is the one mentioned previously, where you keep a person on both a general mailing list as well as a more topic-specific list. So there you have it. You just learned how retargeting or remarketing works on both Facebook as well as with your mailing list. Retargeting, along with reaching out across multiple channels, is going to help you optimize your traffic and get a higher conversion rate. And that means you slide a bigger chunk of cash into your pocket. Just be sure you don't tell your friends about your windfall, or they're going to start making you buy whenever you go out. Okay? Trust me on that. In the next video, you'll learn how to rent space in your prospects' heads. I'll see you there. You know what? Let me tell you something. Some of the most valuable property around doesn't reside on a beachfront in California. It's not in downtown Manhattan. It's not in London. You won't find it in the French Riviera. Nope. Some of the most valuable property you can hope to obtain is a little space inside your prospects' heads. You see, many businesses have to rely on direct response advertising to make money. They need to get the sale right in the moment, or they lose the prospective customer forever. Direct response advertising has its place, and there's a good chance it's part of your overall business strategy as well. That's great. However, if you rely solely on direct response advertising, then you're leaving money on the table and you're not making the most of your traffic. So here's what you need to do to get more traffic and close more sales. You need to establish yourself as an expert in your niche, which is going to help you develop top-of-mind awareness. I mean, just think about this for a second. If some guy walked up to you on the sidewalk and offered you a miracle cure for whatever health problems ail you, would you take him up on it? No way, of course not. For all you know, it's just some crazy homeless guy peddling stale beer in a jar. Or maybe worse. Now, on the flip side, let's suppose you walk into a clinic and your doctor hands you an ointment. Would you use it? Yeah, of course you would. And that's because your doctor is an established expert. He's an authority. You'd probably use the ointment without a second thought or a question. And that's why it's so important for you to establish yourself as an expert or an authority in your niche, as people will follow you without question. It's pretty cool, right? Now, there are two parts to this strategy. The first part is to blanket your niche with content and advertisements so that whenever your prospects are thinking about a niche-related problem, they see you offering a solution. And the second part of this strategy is to be sure that your behavior matches that of a true thought leader. Let's take a look at each of these components separately now. As mentioned, the first component is to blanket your niche with content. Now, earlier in this course, we talked about reaching deep into your market by using multiple advertising venues. This is part of the same overall strategy. Here's the idea behind it. When your prospects search for information or a solution in the niche, you want your name to show up. When your prospects are on other people's sites, you want your advertisements to appear. When people inquire on a forum, social media group, or other platform about a good solution in the niche, you want other people to bring up your name and, of course, your products. So what's the end result here? Not only do you build your brand recognition, but you're also building top-of-mind awareness. When your prospects get enough exposure to your name over time, eventually you'll start to occupy a little space in their head. If you've done a good job with your branding strategy, then this space will be one based on liking, familiarity, and trust. Now play along with me for just a few moments while I demonstrate to you how this works. Okay? I'm going to mention a few words about a type of product or business, and I want you to say the first business name that pops into your head. I don't want you to even really think about it. Just quickly say the first thing that pops into your head. Okay? Are you ready? The first one is fast food. Okay? Chances are a business name like McDonald's, Burger King, or whatever your favorite fast food restaurant just popped into your head. For me, it was McDonald's. Let's try another one. A big online retailer. Got it? For me, it was Amazon. What about you? And another one. A type of smartphone. Do you feel silly shouting out brand names? Another example. Laundry detergent. For me, Tide. And the last one, a fiction author. And on that one, I immediately thought of Stephen King. I'm going to guess it wasn't too hard for you to name products, brand names, or business names that you associate with those things I just mentioned. I'm going to guess, depending on where you live, that we may have even had some of the same answers too. Now, how did these product names start to occupy space inside your head? How did they develop top-of-mind awareness? If you guess someone slipped a computer chip into your mind, well, you're wrong. Sorry. But that's a good guess because, hey, just because you're paranoid, it doesn't mean that they're not out to get you. Seriously, though. How did they do it? It's simple. These companies rented space in your head through repeated exposure and positive associations with their brand, business, and products. Now, all you need to do is do the same thing in your niche. You can see why it's so important not to cherry pick your way through traffic methods by only using a select few. Because the more methods you use, the more likely it is you'll get the exposure you need to develop top-of-mind awareness. So let me remind you of some of the traffic methods you can use. Capturing your exit traffic on a mailing list so that you can follow up with these prospects repeatedly. Creating content and spreading it far and wide in your niche, including sharing it on your blog, having your marketing partners share it, and, of course, posting it on social media. Starting an affiliate program so that you can get as many people as possible promoting your products both online and offline. Using offline traffic methods such as press releases, giving free talks or workshops, purchasing ads in newspapers and magazines, and so on. Starting viral campaigns to get your visitors, prospects, and customers to share your content, especially by using Social ShareMonkey to incentivize people to share. Here's a handful more. Starting a referral program so that your existing customers refer their friends to you. Doing guest blogging on busy, respected blogs. You can also write a column for an offline publication. What about participating in trending niche discussions on forums or social media, or purchasing ads in respected niche newsletters? You can purchase banner ads and text ads on high-traffic sites, and use search engine optimization and pay-per-click marketing to drive traffic from the search engines to your sites. Okay, this is a pretty good list. Not exhaustive, but there's a lot of good ways to drive traffic you can use out there. So here's the point. Specific traffic strategies, like blanketing your niche with content and advertising, accomplish two things. First, the ads and content drive traffic directly to your site. And of course, we can all use more traffic. Secondly, all of this exposure helps develop top-of-mind awareness, which drives traffic to your site over the long run. Once top-of-mind awareness develops, you'll have people visiting your site as soon as they need information or have a problem, even if they didn't specifically see your ad. However, this top-of-mind awareness is really only useful if your prospects fully believe that you're an expert. In other words, they need to know you're the best person to either provide a specific solution that you've created or recommend the best solution that someone else has created. And that brings us to the next point. The second part of this strategy of establishing yourself as an expert in your niche is to exude the characteristics of an authority figure. First, let me be real clear on this. For the purposes of this conversation, I'm assuming that you actually are an expert in your niche, or that you at least have reasonable qualifications to work within this niche. In other words, I'm not saying fake it till you make it. I'm not saying that you should act like an expert even if you are not one. What I am saying is that if you are an expert, then you need to act like one. You need to act like an authority. You do it right, and people will follow you to the ends of the earth. You'll be like the Pied Piper, putting people under a magical spell so they follow you without question. You see, people like to follow strong leaders. They like confidence. Let me give you an example. Let's suppose you walk up to a guy in a strange city and ask him for directions. He points in the direction you're supposed to go and then tells you exactly how to get there. Go a half mile down this road, take a right onto 2nd Street, and you'll see your destination is about 100 yards down on the left side of the street. Blue building, can't miss it. So what are you going to do? Yeah, you'll trust the guy. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Now let's suppose you stopped to ask for directions and some guy said this to you. Okay, let's see. You go down this road about a mile. Wait, no. You go down in this other direction about a mile. Then it's either 2nd or 3rd Street. Well, let's just say it's 2nd Street. Then take a right. Wait, let me think. Is that a right or left? Yeah. No, yeah, right. And you'll find it down there someplace on the right. Tell me, do you trust this second guy's directions? Probably not. And that's because he really didn't seem all that confident in his directions. Kind of sounded like an idiot, actually. All right, let's move on. You see, one characteristic of a good leader is confidence. And that's why the very first thing you need to do is take a look at how you're portraying yourself through your content. This includes videos, text content like articles, as well as live discussions on forums, blogs, or social media. Take a look at your word use. If you're inserting qualifiers into your statements that might make people second-guess your advice, then you won't look confident. For example, listen to this statement. Good nutrition is a key component of any weight loss program. Now, that's a confident statement. Now listen to this statement in contrast. Good nutrition is probably something you should employ if you want to lose weight. Did you catch the difference? The second statement used the word probably, which weakened the assertion that good nutrition is a part of a weight loss program. To my ears, the second statement doesn't sound nearly as confident that good nutrition is important to weight loss, does it? The point is, if you really believe something, then just say it confidently. Don't insert doubt into your readers' and listeners' minds, as they won't view you as a confident leader or even a competent expert, okay? So representing yourself with confidence is one way to help establish yourself as an expert. Let's quickly go over 3 more methods. Another method for establishing yourself as an expert is to associate yourself with other experts. The idea here is to just borrow credibility. Let it rub off on you. When people see your name alongside other experts in the niche, they're going to assume that you're an expert too. For example, if you wrote a book about golf with Tiger Woods, you can be sure that people are going to start associating you as a top golf expert. Or maybe they'll associate you as a womanizer. But in any case, you'll totally get associated with Tiger Woods, and people are going to think that you're on a similar level as he is. Now, you can do the same thing in your niche. And assuming you're associating yourself with good people, then this strategy will help establish you as an expert. So to borrow this sort of credibility in your niche, what you need to do is seek out the reputable experts and start doing joint ventures with them. For example, you can create a product together, or you can do a free webinar together. Do this with a whole bunch of experts and you'll get established extremely fast in your niche, even if you're just breaking into that particular market. The next method for establishing yourself as an expert is to let people interview you. If you're just getting started, you may be interviewing others in your niche, but the problem is only the person who's being interviewed is viewed as the expert. That's why you need to get other people to interview you, which will position you as the expert. And you can do this by offering yourself as an expert for other people's interview series. For example, if there's someone in your niche that does regular interviews with experts on Google Hangouts, Blog Talk Radio, or similar platforms, then offer yourself as a guest. Just be sure to let them know the benefits of bringing you onto their platform. You can also do this offline by offering yourself as a guest on talk radio or even on local TV news. Just get in touch with the producers of these programs to let them know about your expertise and why you'd be a good guest on the show. At a bare minimum, ask a friend to interview you. Then put the interview on your blog, Facebook, YouTube, and other social media. Even this small move helps establish you as an expert. In time, as others interview you too, your status as an expert will only grow. All right, and the third method for establishing yourself as an expert is to demonstrate your expertise. This means that whether you're writing an article for your blog, doing a video for YouTube, doing an interview, or just even engaging in discussion on forums or social media, you should always seek to share content that naturally demonstrates your expertise. You also want to be sure you're behaving in a professional manner. Now, this doesn't mean you're going to transform yourself into some total annoying blowhard. You know what I'm talking about. He's that guy that everybody avoids at parties because he grabs people's elbows and yammers on for an hour about himself. You don't want to be that guy, all right? Instead, don't just tell people you're an expert. Show them. Share with them tips and tricks to help them. Give them information that they're not getting anywhere else. For example, sometimes when people create free lead magnet products, they create something that's not very valuable since they figure they're just giving it away for free anyway. And that is totally the wrong approach. Instead, what you want to do is create something that's extremely valuable. Share some of your best content in this free product. Demonstrate your expertise by solving part of your prospect's problem. When you do this, when you show that you're an expert, you can be sure your product's going to come back to you with cash in hand to purchase your paid products and services. Okay, so in this video, we talked about blanketing your niche with content and establishing yourself as an expert. This strategy leads to more traffic over the short term as you get more exposure, but it also leads to an increase in traffic over the long term as you develop top-of-mind awareness. The great thing is you can put this strategy to work for you starting today. Go show people you're an expert. Just be sure to exude cool, calm confidence. When I was much younger, somebody once told me, walk in like you own the place and they'll give you whatever you want. And wouldn't you believe it? It worked. Think of yourself as the most interesting man in the world. Just don't let your inner wallflower slip out, okay? Next, you'll find out how to get sneezers to infect your niche. Sounds a bit gross, I know, but you're going to love it. Picture, if you will, a kindergarten classroom. Lots of kids with runny noses, lots of kids sneezing, and of course very few of them covering their mouth when they sneeze. Little bits of infected spittle landing everywhere. And by the end of the week, almost everyone's infected with a cold and sneezing like crazy. Okay? Just as a cold virus spreads like crazy through sneezing, online sneezers can spread an idea virus. You see, Seth Godin called influential people sneezers, because they're often the types of folks who can start an idea virus. When a sneezer shares something on social media, a blog, or some other platform, the product or concept takes off like crazy. One good example of a very influential sneezer is Oprah Winfrey. Back when she had her talk show, all she had to do was mention a book and it would hit the bestseller list literally overnight. She turned authors into millionaires by recommending their books to an audience that respected her, listened to her, and snapped up everything she recommended. You know, that's extremely powerful. Another example of a sneezer is George Takei, who at one time was best known for playing Sulu on Star Trek. Today, he's known for his influence on social media. If you check his Facebook page, you'll see he has one of the most popular pages on Facebook with millions of likes. Every time Takei posts something on Facebook, he propels thousands and sometimes even hundreds of thousands of people to share, like, and comment on his content. He can single-handedly kickstart the viral effect on a video or meme. And he can also generate big revenues for the occasional Amazon product he links to. He's definitely a sneezer in the science fiction and geek world. So here's the point. You need to find the George Takeis and Oprah Winfreys of your niche and get your products and viral content into their hands. Then, let these sneezers infect your niche by telling their rabid audiences about your ideas, content, and products. Now, generally speaking, influential people in your niche fall into two categories. The first category belongs to other marketers in your niche. These are the folks with the big newsletter lists, the big blogs, and so on. Their audiences are highly responsive because the marketers have taken the time to develop a relationship with these readers. These marketers are the heavyweights in your niche because they can make you a whole lot of sales in a very short amount of time. Or they can get your articles, videos, and other content spread around. That's why you'll want to recruit these influential marketers to your affiliate program or propose joint ventures to them. Then there's the second category of influential people in your niche. These are the customers in your niche that have some influence over prospects and customers. Okay, these folks are a little different. They aren't marketers, yet they often have an engaged audience in the niche. They're kind of like the cool kids in high school. Everybody wants to sit with them at lunch and everybody hangs on their every word. These may be people who have a just for fun blog or lots of followers on social media. In other instances, you may see them as longtime and respected community members on niche forums, or even as a recognized regular commenter on other people's blogs. So while they may not be trying to make money in the niche, they still have a lot of power and influence. People respect them, people listen to them, and people take their recommendations seriously. The other thing about the influential customers in your niche is that they rather enjoy being in this position of power. They often want to be seen as influential, but they also want to be seen as cutting edge. That's why these folks are often the first people in a niche to buy a new product when it hits the market. These are the nut jobs who wait in line for days and risk toe amputating frostbite just to be the first to buy a new gadget like the latest version of an iPhone, okay? They do so they can tell all their friends how cool the gadget is, and they don't let anybody forget they were the first to get it. All right? They're doing the same thing in your niche too. They're always the first to buy a product, and then they run to their favorite platform, such as a Facebook group, just to tell everyone else about their new purchase. Because they have power, other people take this recommendation seriously, and they go buy the product too. And that can be some great viral marketing if you're on the receiving end of all that buzz. So you gotta ask, how do you find and recognize these influential folks? What you need to do is find the busy communities in your niche, such as Facebook groups, forums, blogs, and other social media. You can find the Facebook groups by running a search from within Facebook and sorting by groups. For example, if you want to find people talking about frostbite, you can search Facebook for words like frostbite, black toes, hypothermia, and toe amputation. All right? You can find other groups by running Google searches. Just search for your keyword alongside words pertaining to specific types of communities. So for this frostbite example, you might search for phrases such as frostbite forums, toe loss discussion boards, hypothermia blogs, and so on. What you're looking for are the people who post a lot and are obviously well respected in the particular community. Most forums show you how long a person's been a member and how many posts they have. The influential people tend to be members for many years and have thousands of posts. Also, if a forum has a karma function or some way of showing how often someone has liked the member's comment, then look for members that have a lot of good karma and other evidence of respect. On Facebook, you can keep an eye out for people who get a lot of likes or even shares every time they post. On blogs and other communities, just look for evidence that the person is well respected. Some blogs show some form of likes or thumbs up on people's posts. If you can see that a commenter is well known on the blog and tends to get a lot of responses and thumbs up for a post, there is a good sign that the person has influence within that community. Finally, pay particular attention to the influential people who also seem to enjoy being the first to buy and talk about products in the market, as well as the first to share the cool stuff like videos and memes. If they do this naturally anyway, then they're likely to share your content and products too if they like them. So what's the next step after you recognize them? It's really simple. You just befriend them. You build relationships with them, and then you reach out and ask for their help. One thing you can do is ask them if they're willing to be a beta tester for your products, which is going to make them feel important. They probably won't be able to resist bragging to others about how they got their hands on your product, even before it went on sale. They'll especially enjoy it if you incorporate their feedback into your product. Another thing you can do is encourage them to talk about their experiences with your products to their friends. You ask them to provide you testimonials and/or reviews. You can even put content in their hands to help them promote your product, such as viral videos or memes. The end result of this is that you'll have influential people in your niche buzzing about your product and sharing your viral content. That's enough to kickstart a viral effect, generate more traffic, and of course, generate more sales. So that's pretty much how you get sneezers who aren't business owners to help you launch products and content in your niche. Remember, your customers are some of your best ambassadors for your products, so you'll want to make sure you enlist their help whenever you can. Now that you know finding sneezers is actually a good thing, let's go ahead and move on and you'll discover how to leverage other people's best assets. You know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel to get ahead in business. All you have to do is just borrow somebody else's wheel. You see, every time you place an advertisement or other content on someone else's website or in their newsletter, you're leveraging someone else's assets. For example, your target market already congregates on Facebook, so you can leverage Facebook's assets by starting up a Facebook page or using their paid advertising option. However, what's even more powerful than paid advertising is to get the owner of a platform to directly or indirectly endorse you. When you have influential people with big audiences recommending your product and content, it can drive a lot of traffic and sales your way. So that's what this video is all about: how to find potential marketing partners and propose joint ventures, or JVs, to these folks. First off, let's start by talking about what a joint venture is. Basically, it's a mutually beneficial partnership. In other words, you both get something out of it, such as traffic, sales, content, or maybe something else. One example of a mutually beneficial arrangement is to do a webinar together on a topic. You both share in the act of creating content and promoting the event, meaning at the end of the venture, you'll both have a product to sell, and you also get free traffic from the promotions. Another example of a joint venture is to do a co-promotion. This is where I promote your product to my blog readers, newsletter subscribers, and social media followers, and then you do the same for me. We both get traffic and sales. It's a win-win. Let me give you yet another example here. Let's suppose we both sell physical products. You sell chocolate-covered bacon, and I sell caramel-covered bacon. I can create a flyer about my products that you include in all your shipments. Then you can do the same for me. This way we both get our offers in front of each other's customers, and we both get more sales. And unfortunately, now that I've talked about bacon, I'm hungry. I shouldn't have done that. Well, anyway, over the next few minutes, we're going to cover two important topics. The first one, you'll find out the right way to construct a joint venture. Second, you'll find out how to find and approach potential joint venture partners. So let's go ahead and get to it. The first thing you need to do is come up with a mutually beneficial arrangement for you and your potential joint venture partners. But here's the thing you need to know. While it should be mutually beneficial, it won't necessarily be equal. This is particularly true if your potential partner has more to bring to the table than you do. In that case, what you need to do is heavily tip the joint venture proposal in the other person's favor. And let me tell you why. Let's suppose you approach a potential JV partner about swapping endorsements in your respective newsletters. Let's further suppose you're just getting started with your mailing list, so you have just maybe 1,000 subscribers. Meanwhile, this other marketer has a list of 50,000 responsive prospects. Do you think he's going to go for your offer of just swapping endorsements? No, absolutely not. And that's because it's not a fair trade. It's not an attractive offer to him at all. He has no reason to accept such a lopsided joint venture. It'd be kind of like offering somebody a Prius in exchange for a Ferrari. So what you need to do is find a way to do joint ventures where your partner gets the better end of the deal. So maybe in this case you can't do co-endorsements since you don't yet have equal-size mailing lists. So you better think of something else. One possibility would be to do a webinar together. You could offer to interview this marketer, for example. You'll both promote the webinar. Your partner gets 100% commissions on any seats he personally sells, plus you can split the back-end profits on whatever you two sell during the webinar. Now, since he has a bigger audience, you'll mobilize your affiliates to promote it so that your partner gets a lot of exposure. The benefit to you is free content, more traffic, new customers to add to your list, and of course, profits generated from sales of the webinar. Your partner is going to get free content, more traffic, profits from his sales of the live webinar, resale rights to the recording, and back-end sales from mentioning his own products within the webinar itself. You may even adjust the benefits a little bit to tip the deal even more in his favor. For example, you may give your partner all the profits from sales of the webinar seats, and then agree to further promote his products to the resulting mailing list so he gets even more exposure. Again, it all boils down to what each of you are able to bring to the table on any particular deal. The next thing you need to do is make it really easy for your potential partner to say yes to your JV deal. You want the JV to be super easy for your partner. You want them to have a lot of reward for very little work. Think about that for a second. Let's suppose I came up to you and asked you to dig a 5-foot deep by 25-foot long ditch for me. It's hot, like 110 in the shade. This is going to be back-breaking work because all I have to give you for tools is a shovel. And in exchange for your hard labor, I offered you the whopping sum of $1. So what would you do? Well, you'd probably laugh in my face, right? And I tell you what, if you try to make your partner do all the work with very little reward, he's going to laugh in your face too. You need to make it easy for him, really easy. A little work, a lot of reward. Just make it a no-brainer offer for them and you'll be fine. So let's go ahead and stick with this webinar example. In this case, you need to do all the legwork in getting it set up. This means you figure out what technological platform to use and you set it up. You create the sales page for the offer, you set up the payment system, set up the delivery system and the mailing list. You can even write ads for your partner to copy and paste when it comes time to promote. And you set up the affiliate program. In other words, dun dun dun, you do all the work. So all your partner has to do is show up for the webinar. Again, the whole idea here is to tip the project in your partner's favor, especially if your partner has more assets than you, such as a bigger audience and a better reputation in the niche. All right, so that's how you construct a JV deal. The next logical question is, where do you find prospective joint venture partners? If you have your finger on the pulse of your niche, you should already have a pretty good sense of who the big players are. You know who puts out the top products. You know who the ones are that have the big mailing list and the ones who have the well-trafficked blogs. You know who owns the busy forums and also the ones with a lot of social media followers. First, you want to make a list of all these folks, as these are going to be your potential partners. Secondly, go out and search for the rest of the players. You can do this by running a Google search for your top keywords to see who holds the top sites and has the top blogs. Next, you can take a note of who's placing ads in your niche via Google AdWords, as well as ads on niche sites. And fourth, you don't want to forget to look offline. You can check out offline publications to see who's placing the ads, as well as looking at who owns the related brick-and-mortar businesses in your neighborhood or beyond. Next, you can go to places like Amazon.com, ClickBank.com, and JVZoo.com to see who owns the top products. People with best-selling products are your potential partners. You can also check out marketplaces like Apple's App Store and Google Play. Another thing you can do is poll your market to learn more about the products and business owners that they like to do business with. Still, another way to find good partners is to seek out the super affiliates in your niche. You can sometimes find these folks by kind of spying. You don't even need a magnifying glass, a decoder ring, or a hidden camera for this job. Instead, you do it by joining other people's affiliate programs and seeing who wins the affiliate contests. And don't forget that the people who own the affiliate programs are also potential joint venture marketing partners. Additionally, you can find prospective partners by going to Facebook and searching for your niche keywords, which is going to help you uncover the busy pages and groups which cater to your target market. Yet another way to find partners is to just think outside the box regarding experts in your niche. These folks aren't necessarily business owners, but they are experts. This might be a college professor who wrote a book, or maybe even a newspaper columnist. Okay, so once you've compiled a big list of prospective partners, your next step is to do some due diligence on the folks who you don't recognize. Remember, it's your name that's going to be associated with them, so you want to make sure they have good reputations in the market. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hitch your wagon to the Charles Manson of your niche, okay? So run a search in Google for their names, their business names, their products, all these things, to be sure they don't have a pattern of complaints or allegations against them. Okay, now that you have your short list of prospective JV partners, the next thing you need to do is start contacting them. And here's a hint that will get you a better working relationship and a lot more yes answers. Build relationships and help these folks before you propose your joint venture. At the very least, get on their radar so they recognize your name. Here's a quick list of ways to get on their radar and start building those relationships. Make money for them by joining their affiliate programs and promoting their products. If they own a discussion community such as a blog, a forum, Skype group, Facebook group, or something similar, go ahead and join this community and post thoughtfully to the discussions. Go to offline workshops, trade shows, and similar events to network in person. You can network on social media by befriending them and starting a dialogue. Post about their products on social media and tag them. If you have a blog, blog positively about them and their products, using trackbacks to their blogs if possible. Okay, you get the idea? Just find an opening into their world, one where you don't have to get past a gatekeeper such as a customer service rep or virtual assistant, and just start building relationships. Be a genuine friend, and then seek out ways that you can help them. Again, it's easier to get a yes on a joint venture with someone who knows who you are. However, if you create a good proposal, then you can approach cold prospective partners too and get some positive replies that way. So what is the key to a good proposal? Well, just think about it like a job application. If you applied for a job at the local McDonald's, you'd tell your prospective boss why you're the best burger flipper in the whole wide world, right? You'd let them know that frying and salting French fries is part of your skill set. You'd try to impress them with your mad change counting skills. In other words, you'd tell your prospective employer why they should hire you as their next star burger flipper, right? The same thing applies here. It's all about telling your prospective partners what's in it for them if they work for you. What benefits do they get? Do they get traffic, exposure, more sales, more subscribers? Do they get their name associated with other big names in the niche? Maybe free content. Maybe even a bottomless basket of chocolate-covered bacon. You get the idea. Figure out all the benefits they get and then write a proposal that focuses on these benefits. And remember, crafting a JV deal that's tipped heavily in your partner's favor is going to get you a lot more yes responses. Here's one more little secret that's based on a psychological trigger, and I really like this one. Sometimes a good way to approach a JV deal is to start off with a small, fast, and incredibly easy deal. Then, later, you can hit them up with a bigger proposal. For example, tell your partners you'd like to compile a list of tips, and if they could send you their best tip of one paragraph or less, you'll include it in your report or blog, along with a link back to their site. They get free traffic in exchange for 1 or 2 minutes of their time. Super easy, right? Your partner will spend like 5 minutes whipping out a tip. Now you just generated goodwill by giving them a lot of reward for not much effort. You also just triggered the psychological feelings of commitment and consistency. What does this mean? It means the next time you come knocking on their door for a joint venture, they'll say yes because they want to be consistent with their previous actions. Plus, the last JV deal was a good deal for them, so they'll say yes because they had a good experience with you the last time. In short, just get your foot in the door with an easy, fast deal first. Then later you can hit up these same partners with bigger joint venture proposals. Trust me, this totally works. But one warning, this is an incredibly powerful psychological trigger, so use these superpowers for good rather than evil. Okay? See you at the top. And I'll see you in the next video where I'll clue you in on JV deals done right. Do you remember all the awkward dating stuff that went on back in high school? There were these guys who put a lot of effort into impressing the girls. They figured out all the Don Juan moves to get the girls to say yes to dates. But then something funny happened. When the girl said yes, the guy would go dumb, like dumber than a box of rocks dumb. I mean, seriously, some of these guys had no idea what to do next. They didn't know how to plan the date. They didn't know how to show the girl a good time. And you know most of them never got to a second date. So listen, don't be that guy. Don't be the doofus who doesn't know how to show your date a good time. Of course, what I'm referring to here are joint venture deals. Just because you got a JV partner to say yes doesn't mean your job is done yet. Now what you need to do is put together a really awesome deal and show your partner a good time, because that's the only way to get them to say yes to a future JV deal. So that brings us to the next question. What kinds of deals can you do with your joint venture partners? Well, it's really only limited to your imagination. As long as it's mutually beneficial, it's probably worth doing as a joint venture. However, let me share with you several ideas that you can put to use right away. So let's jump into that. The first idea is to swap endorsements. If you and your joint venture partner genuinely respect and like each other's products and services, then you can swap endorsements or ads in your respective newsletters, or on your blogs, or maybe on your social media platforms. For example, you might simply provide space in your newsletter for a 2-line ad for your partner. Another example, you might review each other's products and post the reviews on your respective blogs. Still another, you may agree to tweet about each other's products every Friday for a month. You get the idea. You promote each other in a variety of ways across your respective platforms. The second idea for a potential joint venture is to create content together. This content might take on many forms, including creating blog posts or other articles, books, software, videos, and even live events like webinars or an offline workshop. Let me give you a few specific examples. You can create viral content together, such as memes, infographics, or videos. You can then promote this viral content together on your respective platforms. A second idea is to write an article together. One way to do this is to have a two-part article series where you write part one and your partner writes the other part. You then post both parts on your respective blogs. Yet another idea for creating content is to interview each other during two separate webinars. You recall earlier in the course where we talked about how having someone interview you helps establish your credibility in your niche? If you and your partner both need help in this regard, you can use interviews to good effect this way. The cool thing about this particular content strategy is that you can get multiple partners and create a lot of content as a group. For example, you could get together 12 partners to create an ebook with each partner writing just one chapter. Or you could gather together a couple dozen partners for a webinar series where you have one of your partners as a guest each week for a few months. You could even put together a 101 tips book in your niche. Just find 100 other people and add their tips to it. Another bonus benefit of this particular strategy is that when people help you create content, they'll often help you promote it as well. Whether the content is free or paid, most contributors will be happy to pitch in with promoting it, as doing so is going to benefit them as well. The next idea for a potential joint venture is to do co-registration for your respective mailing lists. And here's how this works. When someone comes to your opt-in page and joins your mailing list, they also get the option of joining your partner's mailing list at the same time. This is called co-registration because your subscriber can register for both your list and your partner's list at the same time. Naturally, your partner returns the favor by offering a co-registration option on his site so that people can join your list as they're subscribing to his list. And there's a few different ways to do this. One is to give the option to co-register simply by having the subscriber check a box indicating that they want to join your partner's mailing list at the same time. This one is easiest for the subscriber since they don't have to fill in two opt-in forms. They only need to check a box to indicate their desire to join both of your lists. A second way to do this is to recommend your partner's list on the confirmation page. So this means that after your subscriber has successfully joined your list, you put another opt-in form in front of them and recommend that they join your partner's list. Still another way to do it is to recommend your partner's list from within the first email you send to your new subscribers. You may even put a permanent spot at the bottom of your emails where you link to your partner's opt-in page. So, in other words, there are plenty of ways to recommend each other's mailing list to your subscribers. Just talk with your joint venture partner to decide which approach works the best for both of you. The next joint venture idea is to create a bonus product for each other's flagship product, or any other paid product. Let's suppose you're both creating products for people who want to lose weight. Your partner puts out a new diet program book. You can offer a low-calorie recipe book for him to give away to his customers. Then your partner does the same for you by creating a related bonus product specifically and preferably exclusive to you to give away to your customers. You can see where this is mutually beneficial. First, you both get free content to offer as a bonus product, which increases the overall value of your offers and boosts the conversion rate. Secondly, you both get free exposure and back-end sales via your bonus products. In other words, your bonus products should have links pointing back to your own paid products. In this way, your bonus product works as a tool to generate more sales for you. One quick note here, just be sure that your bonus products are valuable, desirable, and useful. In other words, don't put out a junk report and shove a bunch of links in it. Instead, create something that your partner is going to be proud to give away, and is something his customers are going to enjoy using. This should be something that complements the main product and enhances the usefulness of the product. One more tip, if you create a really useful product that the customers will refer to again and again, then the users will repeatedly see your links and call to action. So, for example, a printable checklist will be something your users will refer to repeatedly, and it might even be taped up to their desk where they'll see it on a daily basis. All right, moving on. The next idea for a joint venture is to do a co-promotion with a 100% commission deal. If you already have an affiliate program up and running, then you're probably offering your affiliates a 50% or more commission on digital products. Now, for your joint venture partners, you can offer something even better. Give them a 100% commission rate on all front-end products, plus promote their products to your prospects and customers. This is a win-win proposition. Your partner gets all the front-end profits on the offer, which is a great deal. But you get something even better. You get a mailing list that's full of proven buyers. So while you don't make money on the front end, it's no problem since you more than make up for it on the back end. And indeed, the profits of a business do largely hide in the back end of the business as you sell more products to your existing customers. All right, let's keep going. Another and more comprehensive idea for a joint venture is deep integration marketing. So far, we've been talking about some fairly easy joint venture deals that you and your partner can do quickly and then move on to other projects. However, once you get to know some of your partners better, and once you see that you have a lot to offer each other, you might want to engage in deep integration marketing. That means you co-promote each other on multiple levels, and some of the ways you could do this would include putting paid offers on each other's product download and thank you pages. You could create a resource page on your site or in your products, which includes your partner's products. What about including your partner's offers in your autoresponder follow-up series? Here's a couple more. Including your partner's offers on a flyer that's shipped out with your physical products, or promoting your partner's offers from within your lead magnet products. You get the idea. Instead of just promoting your partner every once in a while, you actually integrate recommendations and links throughout your entire sales funnel. In turn, your partner does the same thing for you. Okay, let's go on. Another JV idea is to split the cost of advertising with your partner. Let's suppose that you and your partner have two products that nicely complement each other. You could send out postcards or take out display ads where you split the cost of the mailing with your partner. If you live in the US, you've probably received those Valpak envelopes that are full of coupons and offers from various mail orders and online retailers. Why not do the same type of thing with multiple partners, except you'd choose partners who cater to the same market, and then you just purchase a targeted mailing list. All the partners would get to include their offer in the envelope, and everyone would pitch in to cover the postage and other expenses. Point is, you get to advertise and mail to a much larger audience than you'd be able to afford on your own. Again, for best results, you want to choose partners that have complementary rather than competing offers to include in your mailing. What I mean is that you don't want everyone who's participating in the mailing to be selling zombie survival kits, because then everyone loses out. Instead, make your offers complementary. Maybe one person promotes baseball bats, another promotes plans for how to build a safe room, and then another promotes zombie self-defense videos. Okay? That way everyone has a shot at selling something since your offers are aimed at the same market, yet you're not selling the same product. And now I've got one more idea for you. You can seek out joint ventures with offline business owners. Think about all those brick-and-mortar business owners who cater to the same market as you. They're all potential joint venture partners. For example, let's suppose you sell wedding planning guides. And let's suppose there's a locally owned bridal store in your neighborhood. You could offer to purchase shopping bags for the store in exchange for getting to slip a flyer in every customer's bag. Alternatively, you could offer to include the store owner's affiliate link on the flyer so that they make a commission every single time somebody purchases something from one of your flyers. The point is, don't just limit yourself to doing joint ventures online, as there are plenty of prospective JV partners right in your neighborhood. So there, you've got it. Now you know how to show your JV partner a good time by creating an awesome deal for them to take part in. If you get this right, then my gut's telling me you're going to have a lot of profitable JV deals in the future. Enjoy getting creative with this, and I'll see you in the next video where I'll talk about mobilizing your affiliate army. Imagine for a moment if a prestigious general recruited an army of soldiers to fight an important battle. Okay? Except this general doesn't train the soldiers. He doesn't give them any uniforms. He doesn't give them any weapons or vehicles. He doesn't even give them a motivational talk. Now, if this general thinks his army is going to win without training or motivation, then he's living in La La Land. And I don't think these soldiers are even going to bother showing up when the battle starts because they have no reason to. And you know what? A lot of business owners seem to be living in the same kind of La La Land when it comes to their affiliate programs. You see, a lot of business owners set up their affiliate program and then just forget about it. However, affiliates often need resources or even just motivation so that they can get started. Even those affiliates who've made a few sales will sometimes focus on other things and forget about promoting your offers. And your sales are going to slump when this happens. So how do you avoid all this? Well, that's what you're going to find out how to do in this video. The first thing you need to do is to hire an affiliate manager or be prepared to spend a lot of time growing your affiliate program yourself. You see, just managing your affiliate program can practically become a full-time job. That's why you'll want to seriously consider hiring an experienced affiliate manager to build and grow the program on your behalf. Just think of this guy or gal as your second in command. Some affiliate managers are paid on a percentage of commission on sales, while others are paid on a salary plus commission basis. You'll need to negotiate this with your manager, with the final arrangement depending on what all you expect the manager to do. For example, if your manager is just in charge of recruiting affiliates, then a percentage of profits is an acceptable payment. On the other hand, if you put your manager fully in charge of the program, which is going to include things like creating advertising swipes and other content for affiliates, then you'll probably need to pay something above straight commissions. Either way, just make sure your affiliate manager salary is based partly on a percentage of the profits. What this will do is it'll encourage him to work hard to find, recruit, and motivate affiliates for you. And like it is with anybody that you hire, you'll want to be very clear on what duties you expect your affiliate manager to perform. Okay, so here are some of the duties your affiliate manager might perform depending on your needs. Finding and recruiting affiliates, including the super affiliates. Creating or finding someone to create marketing materials such as email swipes, rebrandable reports, pay-per-click ads, banner ads, and other things like that. They can be in charge of accepting or denying affiliate applications, and they can manage affiliates by emailing them with affiliate program updates. Here's a few more. Maintaining an affiliate blog, a forum, a closed Facebook group, or other point of contact for your affiliates. Answering the affiliates' questions, and motivating the affiliates, such as providing training materials or running contests. The bottom line of this is, since there are only 24 hours in a day, hiring a good affiliate manager is an excellent way to grow your affiliate program. Another thing to note here, if you aren't a naturally outgoing person, you might be surprised at just how effective a good affiliate manager can be at connecting with people and convincing them to join your program. Okay? Another way to optimize your affiliate program is to make it really easy for affiliates to join your program and promote your offers. Have you ever noticed that when a country's armed forces need to get more recruits, that they tend to relax their entry requirements? Suddenly, overweight ex-cons are joining the army because joining the army is super easy. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should run out and recruit ex-cons to your affiliate program, but what I'm saying is that you should make it easy for people to join and start promoting. Don't put unnecessary hoops in front of people, or you'll scare off all the good affiliates. So first things first, you may have an application process in place to screen affiliates so that you're building a high-quality, fraud-free team. If so, you want to be sure that your affiliate manager processes these applications as quickly as possible. Sometimes potential affiliates are just looking for something to start promoting, and if you take too long approving their application, they're going to join your competitor's affiliate program instead. Another thing you can do to make it easy on your affiliates is be sure that registering for an affiliate account is easy. Don't add unnecessary fields to the registration form or put any unnecessary hoops into the process. As I've mentioned, sometimes affiliates are ready to go, really, right now. So make sure the time between them registering for an account and getting their affiliate link is just a minute or two long. Still, another way to make it easy for affiliates to promote is to provide a full suite of copy and paste marketing materials. This can include a variety of banner ads or other graphical ads, short pay-per-click or classified styled ads. You can provide blog posts, autoresponder swipes, rebrandable reports, videos, or anything else you can think of that's going to make it as easy as possible for your affiliates to start promoting your offers right away. Also, be sure to provide an FAQ or other learning center to answer your affiliates' questions or even to provide some training materials. You should have a help desk or other contact information easily accessible so that your affiliates know you're always just a click or a phone call away. Also, if you really want to make it easy on your affiliates, then be sure to keep your promises. The biggest key here, drum roll, is to make sure you always pay them on time. Finally, you want to make it easy on your affiliates by creating a high-quality product and a good sales system. Your affiliates are going to be more motivated to promote your products if they're making good money, right? So be sure to test and tweak your sales letter until you get a good conversion rate, and keep your refund rates low by only putting out high-quality products. So let's go on to the next tip, which is offer your super affiliates special perks. Going back to the armed forces example for a moment, the government sometimes puts bribes and perks in front of soldiers to get them to do what they want. Some soldiers get perks like housing and free medical care. Others get bonuses for joining during wartime. I mean, if you're going to risk your life, you might as well pick up a couple thousand extra bucks, right? Now, you don't have to ask your affiliate recruits to take a bullet for you, but you know they'll love getting bonuses and perks. And if you want to get a superstar affiliate on your team, then you better be ready to cough up some sweet bribes or special treatment that no one else is getting. For starters, you or your affiliate manager should be personally courting the super affiliates in your niche and recruiting them to join your affiliate program. In other words, don't wait for the super affiliates to find your affiliate program because, frankly, that's unlikely to happen. You need to find these marketers, build relationships with them just as you would your joint venture partners, and then offer them something special if they agree to promote. You see, they could promote average offers all day long, but they don't want to. They're in high demand in your niche. They get proposals from affiliate managers crossing their desk literally every day. So you need to offer them special perks to get their attention and get them on board. Do you wonder what sort of special perks you should offer? Well, these perks fall into two categories. One would be special perks for them. Two, special perks for their customers. Special perks for the super affiliate include, but are not limited to, things like a higher commission rate than is offered to any other affiliate, extra incentives that aren't offered to anyone else, such as commissions on upsells or certain back-end offers, maybe the ability to be one of a select few to promote a new product first before the affiliate program's open to the public. You might give them special payment terms, such as same-day commissions paid directly into their PayPal accounts. You can give them special rewards and bonuses for meeting certain sales goals, a special affiliate link that leads to a personalized sales page. I'd say you want to do this next one for everyone, but especially the super affiliates. Make sure they get full and free access to all products well before they're launched, so they have time to use them and review them. The other thing you can do is offer special perks that are exclusively for their customers, and this includes things like special bonuses, special discounts, or other special offers your partner's customers can't get anywhere else. Again, this isn't an exhaustive list, but it's a good place to get your thinking headed in the right direction. And now let's talk about the final tip for growing your affiliate program, and that's to motivate your affiliates. You ever watch a good war movie? There's always that moment when the commander gives a rousing speech to the tired troops, and suddenly they surge forward and fight like never before. The same thing goes with practically every sports movie you've ever watched. And you know what's funny? That stuff actually works. You really can motivate folks. And if you want a super profitable affiliate program, then you better grab your frilly pink pom-poms and start cheerleading and motivating your affiliates too. You see, once the excitement of a product launch wears off, many affiliates simply lose interest in promoting a product. And that's why you, or your affiliate manager, needs to stay in touch with affiliates on a weekly basis to encourage them to keep promoting. Let me share some of the things you can do to keep affiliates motivated. First, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, be sure you've got a great product and a high-converting sales page. Listen, if affiliates are making money with your product fairly easy, they're going to keep promoting. Another thing you can do is offer affiliate contests with attractive cash rewards or other prizes going to the top affiliates. If you want to encourage smaller affiliates to compete, be sure to have a few prizes that are available via a random drawing to everyone who sells at least one product during the contest period. Another way to stir up excitement is to temporarily boost commission rates for everyone for a set period of time, such as a week or a month. Still, another way to encourage affiliates to keep promoting is to offer higher commission rates when they meet specific monthly sales goals. In other words, the more products they sell, the higher their commission rate. You'll also want to send out motivational tips or articles to your affiliates. You may even talk about how specific affiliates are doing so well with your program. Okay, just got a few more here. You can develop goodwill and loyalty among affiliates by sending out little prizes to people who make 5 or 10 sales. For example, you might send them a t-shirt or something like that. A while back, I saw a vendor that sent a remote control helicopter to all of his affiliates, and I'm telling you, people loved it. They raved about it. Another way to encourage affiliates is to give them new products to promote. In other words, give them new opportunities to keep making money with you. You get the idea. Just send your affiliates something every week to keep them excited about promoting your products. Okay, so that's how you grow your affiliate program so you can have hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of affiliates sending traffic to your site. And the best part? All you really need is just a handful of top affiliates who will sell like crazy for you day in and day out. Seriously, it's the 80-20 rule at work here. 20% of your affiliates are going to make 80% of your sales. So you want to treat these folks like the precious jewels they are before your competitors come in and offer them a better deal. Now, you already know a good bit about the viral effect, but let's go to the next video where you'll find out how to turn lukewarm viral campaigns into wildfires. Have you ever followed a wildfire on the news? The fire starts really small, like someone flicking a cigarette out of the window. It hits a pile of dry grass or something on the edge of a dry forest. The winds fan the tiny ember, which suddenly turns into a roaring fire that's a mile long and 3 stories high. It's scary how fast it can happen. In just hours, a fire can engulf tens of thousands of trees. Now, I know you wouldn't ever want to find yourself in the path of a forest fire, but as a marketer, I know you've thought about what it would be like to kickstart a viral fire. Seriously, viral marketing can get your marketing message in front of tens of thousands or even millions of people extremely fast. But that's only if you do it the right way. In fact, if you do it wrong, the whole thing can backfire on you and give you bad publicity. Whether you're launching a viral contest or trying to get traction on a video, infographic, meme, or other viral content, There are certain do's and don'ts you need to follow which will increase your chances of success. So let's take a look at how to start maximizing your viral campaigns and turn them into raging fires. The first thing you need to do is make sure your content is worth sharing. In order for your campaign to catch fire, your content needs to evoke some sort of emotion in people. When in doubt, try to evoke primal emotions like anger, surprise, fear, disgust, and happiness. This is all about throwing some fuel on the fire, so to speak. Think about some of the viral content you've shared, and there's a good chance all of it has evoked one of the emotions I just mentioned. For example, those funny cat pictures and videos evoke laughter, which is tied to happiness. Another example, the shocking thing some politician said evokes surprise, or maybe anger or disgust. People like to share something that evoked an emotion in them because they want to share not just the content, but they want to share that feeling with their friends. Now, here's the thing. When you post something like a meme on a Facebook page, you don't need to convince anyone to look at it. And that's because it only takes a split second for someone to see it and absorb the message. However, if your content requires your video to invest a little bit of time in order to get the message, such as a video, then you're going to need to convince them it's worth their time to click it and view it, which brings us to the next point. The next tip is to craft a good headline and a good call to action. You really could have the most amazing video, report, or other content on the planet, but it's not going to catch fire if you can't get the first wave of visitors interested enough to actually click on it and open your content. So that's why you need to craft a good headline and call to action which persuades people to click. Yes, this is sales copy, and yes, it should evoke an emotion or arouse curiosity. If you want good examples of how to do this, go to Upworthy.com. This site mainly curates videos from other sources, but the key to their success are the headlines they attach to the video. Let me give you just a few examples that are taken directly from the Upworthy site. The jaw-dropping prison pipeline no one talks about. There's a conversation some parents are having with their children. Are you? There wasn't a dry eye, on court or off. Even the refs were crying. Boy, that one kind of gets me just saying it. Okay, here's a couple more. If you were born between 1982 and 2002, there's stuff you should know about you and your awesomeness. And then finally, the biggest problems of our times all come down to this word that starts with E. This is good stuff. You can see why headlines like these work well to get people to watch the videos. They arouse curiosity. And like that one with the crying refs, even just reading it kind of tugs on my emotions a little bit. Now, while strong headlines like these help get the click, adding a call to action is going to increase your open rate even more. All you have to do is specifically tell people to watch the video. It's easy. Let me show you what I mean by taking one of the headlines I mentioned previously and combining it with a call to action. There is a conversation some parents are having with their children. Are you? Watch this video to find out. Okay, it's that simple. Just arouse curiosity and then let visitors know that they can satisfy their curiosity by watching the video. That last part is the call to action. Okay, moving on here. Another thing to do to improve your chances of a successful viral campaign is to run your campaign ideas past a few people. You'll see in a second why this is so important. Your viral content may seem like a good idea to you, but sometimes we're a little too close to our own project, so we don't see all the potential minefields. Just consider what the Kellogg's company did in the fall of 2013 in their attempt to kickstart a viral campaign. They sent out a tweet that said, "One retweet, one breakfast for a vulnerable child." Now, I'm guessing they expected to get a lot of retweets and a lot of goodwill for donating meals to hungry children. Instead, quite the opposite happened. They got a lot of backlash from angry people. One person on Twitter responded by saying, "Help us advertise or kids go hungry." Another person called the stunt sickening and said, "If you have the capability to feed hungry children, then you should do so." I kind of understand where they're coming from. As the backlash intensified, Kellogg's swiftly deleted the post and then sent out an apology which said, "We want to apologize for the recent tweet, wrong use of words. It's deleted. We give funding to school breakfast clubs in vulnerable areas." Well, this apology didn't sit well either, as people responded that they shouldn't blame poor word choice for what was actually a shoddy attempt to market their business. In other words, the whole campaign totally backfired on Kellogg's. They certainly got a viral effect going, but it wasn't the kind that they intended. That's why you'll want to run your campaign ideas past a few trusted friends and colleagues to see if they can spot any potential pitfalls or other problems with it, okay? So the next tip I want to share with you is to create contests with niche relevant prizes. Contests have a tendency to naturally go viral since people usually tell their friends and post about contests on contest-related forums and social media groups. Of course, you can also kickstart the viral effect by using a contest management tool like Rafflecopter, which awards extra entries for social media shares. Another tool you can use is Social Share Monkey, which allows you to give a gift to anyone who shares your contest on Twitter, Facebook, or Google+. However, one of the keys to driving targeted traffic is to make sure your prizes are related to the niche. You see, if you just offer cash prizes, then you may get a whole lot of traffic flowing into your site. But these visitors are untargeted. They don't care about what you're selling, and after you announce the contest winners, you're never going to see them again. So to be sure you have targeted traffic, just offer prizes that are only of interest to people in your niche. Here's another tip. When you're announcing contest winners, give all the contest entrants a special discount for a short period of time, such as maybe 48 hours or so. You may even want to offer this discount on the grand prize. This is the secret to generating a lot of sales after your contest is over. So, for example, if your grand prize is a $500 piece of software, then offer everyone a runners-up prize of a 50% discount on that software. You want to be sure to impose a tight deadline to help get buyers off the fence. You should have a good sales spike from this, as most of your entrants obviously want the product, otherwise they wouldn't have tried to win it, right? Let's go ahead and move on here. The next tip is to study the popular viral content in your niche. In other words, you want to reverse engineer to see what works for your audience. Ask yourself what emotions this content appeals to. Take note of what format the content is in. See if you can identify a pattern among the top 10 viral pieces of content in your niche. Once you do identify what your audience likes, then you can easily create something that's similar. Of course, keep in mind that even a viral campaign that looks like a great idea and you think has a lot of potential to take off, it might not. It might just fizzle out. But that's okay. You can play the percentages, you can keep putting more content out. Remember, the more content you shove out there, the more likely it is that you'll hit that home run that every marketer dreams about. You know, the one that creates millions of views and a stampede of traffic to your site. The kind that other people will be using as examples on their products for years to come. Okay? One final tip. You want to launch your content at the right time. You need to promote your viral content to get it in front of as many people as possible. And that's why you'll want to pay attention to the details, such as when you actually launch it. Good times to launch your content are at 9 a.m. Eastern and noon Eastern if your primary audience is in the United States. That's because people are just getting to work at 9 o'clock and they're just checking their Facebook accounts and emails before they settle in. At noon Eastern, the West Coast population is just getting to work, while the East Coast population is going to lunch. Again, these times work great if you have a US audience. If you don't, then just figure out when your market is most likely to be online. That's when you'll want to drop your viral content on social media, your blog, and to your newsletter. So there you have it. 6 solid tips for maximizing your viral campaigns. Check out the resource section on this page for more information about tools you can use to launch your viral campaign, like Social Share Monkey. And then start brainstorming about how to start your own viral wildfire that sweeps across your niche. Next up, did you know that you can get people to pay you at the same time they send you traffic? And the best thing is, they do it willingly. You'll find out how to do that in the next video. Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing in life is free. There is no free lunch, there's no free ride, and there is no truly free advertising. Think about it. When you need traffic, generally you have to pay for it somehow. Sometimes you outright pay for it, such as when you take out your credit card and place an advertisement. When affiliates send traffic, you pay for any customer referrals. When joint venture partners send traffic, you usually don't pay cash, but you do pay for it somehow, usually by exchanging favors. So consider this for a moment. Imagine getting other people to send you traffic and pay you for this privilege to boot. Does it sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. The secret here is that you need to start licensing your content to other marketers. That means you sell resell right license to dozens or hundreds of other marketers who then sell your content to thousands upon thousands of their customers. Now, if there was ever a truly win-win situation, this is one of them. The license holder gets high-quality content to resell while keeping all the profits, and you get the cash up front from the licensing rights, and you get the traffic and sales from customers clicking on your links within your products. So let's talk about how to license your content step by step. Step 1 is to figure out the terms of your licensing offer. First things first, You need to figure out what type of a license to offer. Let me break down the three main types. First, there is your standard resale rights license, and this is where you give your license holder the right to resell or sometimes give away your content. However, they can't modify your content, nor can they transfer the resale rights to their customers. Which brings us to the next point. The second type of license is the master resale rights license. And this is where you not only give license holder the right to resell or perhaps give away your content, but you also give them the ability to transfer the resale rights. Okay? What that means is everyone who gets their hands on this content automatically has the rights to sell it or give it away to others. This type of license works particularly well for marketing and other business-related products. The upside for you is that you get your product into as many people's hands as possible. The downside is that your product quickly becomes devalued, as it tends to end up on a lot of sites as part of a large bundle of products. The third type of license is the private label rights license, and this is where your license holders get the rights to modify the content in any way they choose, as well as the rights to sell or give the content away. For the purposes of our discussion, you don't want to choose this option because you want your content and links to remain intact, so that the product retains the ability to drive traffic back to your site. So for now, you want to either choose resale rights or master resale rights. As mentioned, master resale rights can devalue your product, which is why you may opt for just regular resale rights. Okay? In addition, when you sell the resale rights to your product, you'll get more money per license because you'll know who has the rights to your product, and this gives you some amount of control. Once you've decided what type of license to offer, then your next step is to decide what all rights you'll give to license holders. Ask yourself these questions, and then use your answers to create your license. Will you give people the ability to give away your product? Will you allow people to use your product as a bonus alongside a paid product? Will you allow people to add your product to a membership site? Or will you allow people to bundle your product with other products? Also, you want to keep in mind that when you're writing your license, you can't tell people how much to charge for the product. You can offer a suggested retail price, but you can't demand that they charge a certain amount. I can't give you legal advice on how to word your license since I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on TV, and I didn't even stay in a Holiday Inn Express last night. The only advice I can offer you is this. You may want to get in contact with an intellectual property or business attorney to look over your license. The next thing you need to do is determine how many licenses you're offering. Keep in mind that the more licenses you offer, the less you can charge per license. However, the benefit of selling a lot of licenses is that you'll have more marketers putting your content into the hands of your target market. And that, of course, means more traffic and sales for you. Another reality to keep in mind is that not everyone who purchases a license will actually resell the content. I know, shock and horror, right? Some people are just going to let it sit on their hard drive and gather virtual dust. That's why selling several hundred licenses, such as 500 resale right licenses, is going to help you ensure that you do have active license holders getting your content into the hands of your market. Which brings us to the next step. Step 2 is to make sure you have back-end offers in the product you're licensing. In other words, optimize the traffic you'll be generating by making sure you have a strong call to action with a link back to your offers. You may include both soft sells and more direct selling. Let's imagine you're selling a book. If your book is about how to set up a blog, you might naturally include an affiliate link to a domain registrar. That's a soft sell. At the end of the book, however, you may put a direct advertisement for your lead magnet page along with a call to action. Here's an example of a call to action for you. Click here to discover the #1 way to drive traffic to your blog. Now, a word of warning about these promos. Just because you're adding links back to your site doesn't mean you should stuff your product full of links. That's because stuffing a product with links is just going to devalue it by making it look like a big advertisement. It'll also upset your license holders and their customers. It'll also reduce the chances of you getting any traffic. You see, people will stop reading or otherwise using your product if it feels just like a big advertisement. And even those who continue using it probably aren't going to click on the links. If a product is full of recommendations and promos, people get overwhelmed and they'll just click on fewer links. But put a few good recommendations and links into a product, which makes those select few seem really important, suddenly you'll have people following all your links. So what you need to do is make sure you have a really high quality product, perhaps one that already has a good track record of selling well. You want to offer something that your resellers are proud to sell, something that makes them lots of money, and one that their customers are going to love. Here's the bottom line. If customers love the product, then they'll follow the links within your product. So put out a high quality product that naturally makes customers want to snap up everything else you're selling. Now the final step. Step 3 is to find people who want to purchase a license to your content. You have a great product, you've written up the terms of your resale rights license, now it's time to sell these licenses. And no, just because you built it doesn't mean the buyers will automatically appear. You need to find them and persuade them to buy your license. Naturally, you'll need a sales letter, which presents the biggest benefits of this offer. And these benefits can include things like the fact that license holders will have a high quality, in-demand product to sell. And of course, they get to keep all the profits. If you include a sales letter or a bonus product, then you can tout your offer as a true turnkey business-in-a-box type system. How about having proven demand for the product? Be sure to back this claim up with your own sales figures, your conversion rate, and your refund rate. You can brag about the low price for the resale rights. It's easier, and it's faster, and it takes less time to just grab resale rights to a proven product versus outsourcing the type of product. All right, you get the idea. Just let prospects know why this is a great deal for them. Next, you're going to need to drive traffic to your offer. And there's lots of ways to do this, including telling your list and social media followers about your offer, blogging about it, using pay-per-click marketing, purchasing text or banner ads on sites for resellers, affiliates, and other marketers. You can place ads in marketplaces such as eBay. Do take note that this works best for very low-cost licenses where your primary objective is to push out as many licenses as possible. All right? You can add it to your affiliate program and send out an announcement to your affiliates. You can even do co-promotions with your joint venture partners. Now, let me make one note here about marketing partners. Be sure to directly recruit joint venture partners and affiliates who are already selling resale rights in your niche. Like I've said before, you can just run a Google search to find out who these people are. For example, if you're selling rights to a golf book, then you want to run a search for golf resale rights. These are the folks you'll have to approach directly to join your affiliate program, as they have the most targeted audience for your offer. Okay, so selling the resale rights to your content is a good way to get others to pay you, even as they drive traffic back to your site. It's a pretty sweet deal, right? You can take it a little bit further too. If your content is really popular, you might even get it translated into Spanish, French, or Pig Latin, and then sell the resale rights to those translated products. Well, except for maybe the Pig Latin one. I was actually just seeing if you're paying attention. You can also consider putting your product into another format and selling those rights as well. For example, if you're currently selling a video, then you can sell the transcripts. Or if you're selling an ebook, you can let people sell the hard copy versions too. If you're selling physical products, software as a service, or similar kinds of offers, then you can set up a system where resellers keep all the profits, but you fulfill the order and handle customer service inquiries. The benefit for you is that you get access to your resellers' customers. The benefit to the resellers is they get the profits without all the usual hassle. So here's the bottom line. There are different ways to do this, but the end result should be a nice stream of traffic for you. And who doesn't like getting both traffic and money in the same deal? It's a winning combo. Now, you've got enough info so far to take your income up a few levels, but if you want to truly maximize both your traffic and your sales, be sure to watch the next video right away. All right, we're already up to video 9, and we're going to talk about the number one way to maximize your traffic and sales. Okay? Let's imagine for a moment that you hired a freelancer to do something for your business, like write and upload a series of blog posts for you. So tell me, would you ever double check to make sure the freelancer is actually working, that this person is actually doing the writing and uploading the content? Of course you would. You know it and I know it. No sane business owner would ever hire someone and then not check up on that person's work. No sane business owner would keep sending checks to somebody without making sure that they're getting what they paid for. And yet, and I'm telling you this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and yet there are a whole lot of marketers who dump money into their advertising without ever tracking their campaigns to see what's really working. They figure as long as they're coming out ahead, there's no reason to tweak or track anything. They just assume everything is hunky-dory. But I'm telling you, that's a huge mistake. That's because tracking and tweaking your advertising is one of the very best ways to give yourself an instant pay raise. Simply put, it's the best way to maximize your traffic and sales. Let me give you an example. Let's suppose there's a certain niche forum where you like to purchase a banner ad. Let's suppose the banner cost you $100, but you always make $125. So you pull in a nice little profit of $25 every time you make the ad. It seems like a good buy to you since you always make money, so you just keep spending your $100 to make $25. If you stop right there, all you make is $25. But now imagine this. You test out a few different banner ads and you find one that works even better. Now you're making $150 every time you purchase your $100 ad spot. You've essentially doubled your profits. And you can probably guess what I'm going to say. Yeah, what if you took it a step further and started placing your ad on different days as well as in different ad positions? Now imagine you tracked your results and you discovered that when you picked the best location and day to place your ad, you made $200 on that same $100 ad. That means you're pocketing a $100 profit every single time you place the ad. What are you going to do? Right. You're going to focus on placing your ad on the day where you maximize your revenue. Because why settle for a $25 profit when you can have a $100 profit? So let's talk about this whole testing thing. There are many things you can test, and these include your actual ads. For short text ads, you can test the headline separately from the body copy. For banner ads, you can test the text of the ad separately from the graphics and design elements. Another thing to test is different ad venues. In other words, you should be keeping good track of which ad buys get you the best return on your investment. You can test ad placements when it applies, whether you're placing an ad for one of your own offers on your blog or buying ad placements on a third-party website. Just do some testing and see which placement gets you the best results. You can test to find out what day of the week is the best time to place ads in a certain venue. If you're doing pay-per-click marketing, then you can discover which keywords give you the best return on your investment, as well as which headlines and ads work best for you. You can test your offers. Try placing an ad for a different product or a different offer to see what your audience responds to. Keep on testing until you find an offer that's absolutely irresistible to your target market, okay? This certainly isn't an exhaustive list of things to test. The point is, you can test really every part of the process in order to fully optimize your advertising campaigns. Now, here's the key to this. If you're new to testing and tracking, then for now you want to stick with testing just one element of the process. If you test more than one thing at a time, you won't know what caused the difference in the conversion rate. But if you test just one element while holding everything else constant, then you can be pretty certain that any change in the conversion rate was due to that one element. Let me go ahead and make a quick note here for the more advanced users. The exception to this advice would be if you're doing multivariate analysis, but that's a discussion for another day. For now, we're going to stick with simple split testing where you test just one element at a time. So let me give you an example. Let's suppose you wanted to place an ad in a third-party email newsletter. And let's suppose you know the ad has a high conversion rate since you've already tested it on other platforms. So what you're trying to determine is which of the two email newsletters return the most bang for your buck. What you need to do is try to hold as many variables constant as possible. So first, the ads you place should be exactly the same. The only difference is that they'll have slightly different links so that you can know where your traffic is coming from so that you can track your results. Take note that while the links are just slightly different so that you can track the results, the links should point to the same offer. In other words, the landing pages on the other side of those links need to be exactly the same. Second, the placement of the ads within the newsletter should be as close to identical as possible. Obviously, there may be some variability because they're different newsletters, but the point is, if you purchased a top placement ad in newsletter A, then you want to purchase a top placement ad in newspaper B as well. Next, you want to be sure that the newsletters go out on the same day. That way you can eliminate day of the week as a possible variation that affected conversion rate. So you get the point? Keep everything the same so that you can say with some degree of confidence which ad venue gives you the better results. Now, in order to do this the right way, you need some way of tracking your results. As mentioned, providing two different links gives you a way to count the click-throughs and figure out your conversion rate. Now, while you could certainly comb through your traffic logs and crunch the numbers yourself, I'm telling you, that takes a lot of work. And unless you're a super geek with Coke bottle glasses and a pocket protector, I'm guessing that's not really your idea of a fun way to spend a Saturday night. Am I right? The good news is that you don't have to. It's much easier to just use a tool for this purpose. For this particular example, you can use Landing Page Monkey to create your landing pages, as this web-based app includes impression and conversion data. If you're looking for other tracking tools, you might try Google Analytics or Piwik.org, which is Google Analytics' alternative. You can also install an A/B testing script for simple split testing purposes. Check out the resources section on the site for more information about some of these tools. Once you see what your results are, then the winner of your test is now your control. What you want to do is perform additional testing with a specific purpose of beating your control and maximizing your ad campaigns. I'm going to show you an example of this. If you're testing ad headlines and headline A wins against headline B, then headline A is your new control. Okay? Now you test your control against another headline, which we're calling headline C here. You just do this, you rinse and repeat for as long as you're getting a significant boost to your conversion rate. Now, once you're not seeing a significant boost, then start testing some other component of your advertising campaign. Testing and tracking your ad campaigns is truly the number one way to maximize your traffic and sales. It also allows you to generate more traffic and profit from the exact same advertising dollar. That's why I highly suggest that you get yourself a tracking tool and you start tracking and tweaking your campaigns starting right now. Now, I know we all love traffic and most of us want more of it. Sometimes it just seems like your traffic flows through your site like a large holed sieve. Next, you'll discover ways to capture that traffic for good. I'm going to guess you've probably heard this before, but let me throw it out to you anyway. How do you eat an elephant? The answer, one bite at a time. Now, I'd also say with a little bit of hot sauce because I'm sure an elephant doesn't taste that great, but that sort of ruins the meaning of the cliche, you know? So the whole idea behind one bite at a time is that you don't do everything at once because it won't work. Instead, you take small steps to your goals. This little saying applies to you getting traffic to your site too. If you want to have the sort of traffic logs that would make Facebook's founder Mark Zuckerberg blush, then you need to start snapping into place your traffic strategy, one step at a time. That means using viral marketing and working with joint venture partners and starting an affiliate program and using social media and unleashing all your other traffic tactics so you can start growing your business. Once you have that traffic coming in, though, make sure you're making the most of it. So let me share with you a few tips to help you maximize your traffic. The first step is to play the numbers. Truth is, when it comes right down to it, advertising and marketing are numbers games. In fact, that's why you test and track everything so you truly understand the numbers and can work them in your favor. The reason I'm telling you this is because sometimes marketers try something, they don't get the results they expected, and then they just assume they don't know how to do it or it just doesn't work. In some cases, that may be true. However, chances are you just need to get through a few disappointing results first in order to get better results. Take the example of joint venture marketing. You're going to get a lot of people saying no to your joint venture proposals. That's just the way it is. Some marketers really get discouraged by this when they get a string of no's all in a row. But here's the thing. If you've got a good proposal and you've tipped the benefits in your partner's favor, then someone will say yes. And I'm telling you, just one good partner can make all the difference in the world to your business. You want to make sure that you don't take the no responses personally. It's just business. Remember, the people you're reaching out to only have a limited number of hours in the day and a limited number of joint ventures they can do. They're making decisions based on what's right for their business at this point in time. Thing is, maybe you approach them again in a few months and they'll have an opening in their schedule to work with you. In the meantime, keep developing relationships with these prospective partners. Don't write them off or burn bridges just because they say no today, because they might say yes next time. Or here's another example of playing the numbers, viral marketing. If viral marketing was an absolute science, then everyone who attempted it would have a home run right out the door. But as you've seen, even big companies like Kellogg's don't always get it right. And the guys who are viral marketing experts are putting out multiple pieces, sometimes every week, just to play the numbers. You know, you probably know more about viral marketing than the average marketer. You have a better chance of launching something absolutely amazing that takes off like crazy in your niche. But the point is, if you don't get a hit right away, just try again. It's well worth the effort. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. The second tip is to be sure you're capturing your traffic on a mailing list. If you're sending your traffic to a sales page or other offer, you can be certain the majority of the traffic is going to click away without ever purchasing anything. That's just the way it is. Once they leave, there's very little chance they'll come back, and that's why you need to get them on a list. You see, if the traffic is cold traffic, which means they don't know anything about you, then they don't yet know, like, or trust you. Those are three factors that come into play when someone is making a buying decision. While your sales copy can help with these three factors, repeated exposure is what really makes them gel. In a way, it's a lot like dating. You can't expect to develop a good relationship with someone if you're not calling them, texting them, and going out with them regularly, right? Same thing goes for marketing. You can't develop a business relationship if you don't keep yourself in front of your prospects. If you're not contacting them, you're going to be like the one-date wonder that they totally forget about. That's why I suggest you use multi-channel marketing, but this is also why you need to get people on a mailing list right away. This gives you the ability to follow up, get the needed exposure, and start closing more sales. But don't set up just a mailing list. You should be setting up an entire sales funnel. This is a definite path you want your prospects to take where they purchase more products and more expensive products from you over time. As always, be sure to retarget your mailing lists and test the process to make sure you're getting optimum revenue. The other thing you want to do is get your hands on a few tools that can help you build this mailing list. Just check out the resources section on the site for more info. In there, you're going to find a few excellent business building tools. Landing Page Monkey, which is a web-based app that allows you to design high-converting lead magnet pages, sales pages, and other landing pages with just a few clicks of your mouse. Landing Page Monkey gives you the ability to create cutting-edge pages with background videos. And one of the best things about it, you don't have to touch a single line of code. Another tool you'll find in the resource section is Pop-Up Monkey, which is a web-based app that lets you create lightbox pop-ups with just a few clicks of your mouse. This is a good way to capture traffic on a blog or anywhere else you want to quickly and easily insert an effective pop-up. The other tool is Catch-A-Monkey, which redirects your exit traffic to a lead magnet page or any other page. So many marketers just let their exit traffic slip away, but this tool makes sure that you get your traffic on a mailing list. It's added thousands of dollars in revenue for marketers all around the world, so you'll want to check it out to see what it can do for you. Again, these are listed in the resource section, so check them out. Thanks for watching and thanks for your attention. Now I'm going to let you go so you can start putting these traffic optimizing strategies to work for you. So get started on that today because I think you're going to love the results.